So, with our judge in position, please show your appreciation.
So here come the dogs from the utility group.
Let in by the Akita.
First off, the Akita. First chance to look at these best of breeds that have been sent through from the breed rings.
Next, the Boston Terrier.
The Bulldog.
The wonderful Bulldog.
The Canaan Dog.
And here, the white Canaan Dog.
The Chow Chow.
The distinctive rolling gait of the Chow Chow.
The Dalmatian.
And who doesn't recognise the spots on the Dalmatian?
Huge round of applause for this one.
The Eurasier.
The Eurasier, relatively new breed to Crufts, just in the last few years.
The French Bulldog.
Jess's favourite, the French Bulldog.
Love them to pieces, just look at that little thing.
The German Spitz Klein.
The German Spitz Klein, the smallest.
The German Spitz Mittel.
Followed by the slightly bigger version, the German Spitz Mittel.
The Japanese Akita Inu.
This is the Japanese Akita Inu, no black mask here.
The Japanese Shiba Inu.
And a much smaller version, the Japanese Shiba Inu.
The Japanese Spitz.
Snow white coat, jet black pigment, the Japanese Spitz.
The Keeshond.
And the Keeshond.
The Kooikerhondje.
This, the little Kooikerhondje.
The Lhasa Apso.
The Lhasa Apso, look at that coat.
The miniature Schnauzer.
Little tingle for me, one of my favourites in this group, the miniature Schnauzer. This, a black and silver.
The miniature Poodle.
First of three poodles, the miniature poodle.
Reserve best in show here last year. Can they win the group?
The standard Poodle.
Huge round of applause for the standard poodle.
The toy
And
Poodle.
by no means last, the toy poodle.
The Schipperke.
My co-commentator Frank Kane judged these, the Schipperke.
The Schnauzer.
And the Schnauzer.
Middle size of the three.
The Shar Pei.
Instantly recognisable face, the Shar Pei.
The Shih Tzu.
And the Shih Tzu, another fine flowing coat.
The Tibetan Spaniel.
Charming little Tibetan Spaniel, wonderful characters, these little dogs.
The Tibetan Terrier.
The Tibetan Terrier.
And I'm going to leave Peter to do the last one entering the ring. He's been practicing for months.
This is the Xoloitzcuintle, the Mexican hairless dog, and I got it right. Xoloitzcuintle.
I shall now hand you over to Jonathan.
Those
Dolan
are
and Kim Silverton
our
for your
utility
presentation.
dogs. The utility breed group consists of miscellaneous breeds of dog, mainly of a non-sporting origin, including, as you've seen, the Bulldog, Dalmatian, the Akita and the Poodle. And the name utility essentially means fitness for a purpose, and this group consists of an extremely mixed and varied bunch, most breeds having been selectively bred to perform a specific function not included in the sporting and working categories. And some of the breeds in the group are listed as the oldest documented breeds of dog in the world. It's an interesting group. Mike Goldcrest then walking along the line, his first proper look at these dogs. He's seen them come into the ring. Now he can take a closer look as he walks around, familiarise himself with what he's got in front of him before he gets his hand on the most important part of the judging.
Really interesting variety of function. Used for hunting black bear, wild boar, tracking and retrieving game, for guarding and working the barges of Holland, and herding stock in the fields of China and Tibet, or simply just to be great.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for this utility group best of breed winners at Crufts 2018. And the first dog is leading from Mike to examine is the Akita. Sheena O'Neill Clark.
Glorious view of the head of the Akita, a large and powerful dog with an air of being constantly on guard, this breed. Greatly valued for his strength, his striking appearance and those bright, clear colours in his coat. They were originally used in a much lighter frame for hunting and then developed on in the towns for fighting, so they need care around other dogs.
2000 years BC. It was originally used as a fighting dog.
This is really the most popular breed in his native Japan. Large, upstanding, dignified dog. Really proud head carriage. A stance enhanced by his small triangular ears and those dark eyes that Jess was describing.
Lovely, fluid, powerful movements, what we're looking for. Level top line maintained on the move.
This particular dog has 36 cc's, 4-year-old bitch called Chanel.
And we saw her win the Champion Stakes final on the first day of the show, so can she go one better here?
And this is a real Yankee Doodle dandy, the Boston Terrier. It actually came into being in the late 19th century in the eastern states of America, when in 1893 a mix of bull and terrier types produced the first pair of dogs that were to become the foundation of the breed.
Those days, now long gone, Boston became the centre for the sport.
Smooth-coated, the Boston Terrier, compact, short-faced and a medium-sized dog, always brindled with white markings. Lively, intelligent little breed, very strong-willed.
This one handled and bred by Bert Easton, who made his name certainly with his Yaki Pekingese. This is another Yaki called Adele, a 2-year-old bitch.
And we're looking for sure-footed movement here, straight-legged, grace and power in every step.
Boston's arrived here.
Small erect ears combined with well-defined colouring add to this smart appearance. Lovely looking little dogs.
The Boston 10478.
Now we see before us the Bulldog. And once again, the breed is called the group's biggest entry at 263.
The ancestors of the modern Bulldog were mastiff types brought to Britain by the Normans back in the 12th century. As bull baiting became ever more popular, shorter, stockier dogs were developed with the classic pushed-up or brachycephalic face, which enabled them to breathe whilst clamping onto the bull. Thankfully, a sport no longer at present in this country.
Described as the Bulldog because it is then fearless nature.
I love the
So popular
description in the breed standard, which calls it a delightfully ugly dog, which belies his loving and affectionate nature to family and friends. The Bulldog, known as the national dog of Great Britain, associated throughout the world, the legendary John Bull and the Bulldog.
Always smooth-coated, thick-set, broad and powerful all through. It's an impressively large head and conveys an impression of strength and fierce determination.
And they look as though they can be what they're described as being quite stubborn in nature.
Complete delight to live with, though.
Mike now turns his attention to the Klein, coached today by Helen Lightfoot, number 15 here.
This is the Canaan Dog. It has its origins in the feral dog of the Middle East, a pariah dog. And selective breeding is evolving a very distinct breed type. The current breed standard is based closely on that of the European Fédération Cynologique Internationale.
Simon Israelis is a
Square in outline, the Canaan Dog, deep-chested, level-backed with high-set, thick brush of a tail. The head is wedge-shaped and it appears quite broad due to those low-set, rounded-tipped ears.
Yes, this dog has come from France.
Looks a little unsettled in the ring this evening,
actually. Doesn't look too
actually.
happy. They stand about 2 feet tall, 24 inches, 60 centimetres in old money or new money.
The next dog we see is the Chow Chow. They were judged today by Arlene Robinson, and there was an entry of 81. And Arlene selected this dog, number 108.
Originally the guard dog of the Chinese Han dynasty, the Chow Chow, 2,000 years ago. It was also raised for the pot, and his skin and that thick-set pelt was valued for trimming clothes. He almost looks like a lion, and that's intended with all the extra coat around a ruff around his head. Blue tongue and gums are very characteristic.
Sampans and junks.
As Chow Chows didn't really begin to appear in countries other than China until around about at the 1800s, and weren't noticed in Britain until as late as the 1920s, with a few being shown at Crufts in 1925. You can see a unique short striding movement when he's on the move, a bluish black tongue, and such is the appearance, really he can't be mistaken for any other breed. Red is the most popular colour, followed by black. But they can be seen in a sort of whole blue and in different shades of form.
And this lovely girl is 6-year-old Mirtillo, and she came from Italy to compete at Crufts today.
Almost identical entry this year to last year for the Dalmatians. Our judge was Sally Ann Duggan, and she had 178 to consider.
Well, the Dalmatian here has a very distinctive appearance, being either black spotted or liver spotted. The spots standing out well on the pure white background colour of his coat. Interestingly, as a puppy, he's born pure white, making it impossible to know whether his spots will be either black or liver.
And the Dalmatian is really a study in canine athleticism, capable of great speed and endurance, so not a companion for anyone who's shy on the exercise front, and that outgoing and friendly nature coupled with the appearance makes him a really popular utility breed.
And they do take part in competition where they keep station with horse riders. It's a wonderful idea, that, isn't it? And these dogs will go on forever. Used to run ahead of horse-drawn fire engines in London years ago, earning themselves the name of the firehouse dog.
Slightly longer than tall, deep-chested. We want a nice level back on the move, sound all through.
And this one has come from Moscow to take part today. It's a bitch, 13 months old only, called Tiffany.
Eurasiers were judged by Hazel Fitzgibbon today. Hazel's entry was a very good one, 45 dogs, and she chose number 11140, the dog, as her overall winner. This is a Spitz type breed originating from Germany.
This is a more recently developed breed, the Eurasier, created in the 1940s by a German professor called Julius Wipfel by crossing Chow Chows, German Spitz and Samoyeds, and then line breeding the offspring to stabilise this type. A devoted family companion, calm and even-tempered, this lovely breed.
As Jess said, the Eurasier is a Spitz and is a very popular companion dog in his native land, which is Germany, and was first recognised by the Kennel Club in 2003. Medium-sized dog, comes in a wide variation of colour, well-balanced, well-constructed, a devoted family companion. That coat's harsh, medium length, loosely lying with a very thick undercoat.
And a classic Spitz wedge-shaped head, wide-set, triangle-shaped prick ears.
3-year-old dog called Odin.
The really excellent entry of 256, as we said earlier, just 7 dogs behind the Bulldog for the group's top spot. Moe selected this bitch, number 113.
Another dog that's come from Russia for this competition, a French Bulldog here, compactly built dog who, in spite of his name, is believed to be at least partly of British origin, descended from the toy Bulldog, which was bred during the 19th century and then exported to France, where the breed became popular.
Made their way to Paris. Voila. The French Bulldog was born.
Now this colour, a white ground with brindle markings, is called pied. You can also have fawn pied, fawn which has a black mask, or brindle. If you've got any other coloured French Bulldog at home, then it's not a proper French Bulldog. Those are the only colours that are accepted. Short and cobby, muscular, wide shoulders narrowing to the loin, lovely square head, not oversized or over-exaggerated, and of course those wonderful bat ears.
Yes, striking little dog. Jolly, engaging personality, I'm sure.
Now we come to the first of our German Spitz varieties. This is the German Spitz Klein, or small as the word translates from German.
Now here we have the smaller of the German Spitz, the Klein, between 23 and 29 centimetres as opposed to his larger cousin. Compact, short, almost square, very intelligent, active and alert little dogs.
German Spitz is thought to have descended from the Nordic breeds, the Samoyed and the Lapland.
And this one was took the utility group at Crufts in 2016. It's an 8-year-old bitch called Jen.
The German Spitz have a double coat.
The height, the Klein variety, because we'll see the Mittel variety in just a moment, is the small one, measuring between 23 and 29 centimetres, not very much really. No restrictions on colour at all, and has a harsh outer coat coupled with a thick undercoat that will insulate him against all the weather can throw at him.
Lovely, effortless, brisk action there on the move.
German Spitz Klein, number 11478.
Little rounded cat-like feet going 19 to the dozen. Fantastic.
German Spitz Klein is followed by the German Spitz Mittel.
This is the head of the German Spitz Mittel. There were 69 of them here today. There have been German Spitz breeds for many years, do vary in size from the smallest, the tiniest, about 2 to 2.3 kilograms, I mean no weight at all really, that's 5 pounds in old money. And the versions in 2 sizes by shoulder measurement have been introduced into the Kennel Club's list of breeds.
This has led to them being highly valued, not only at home, but on farms too. They're very good watchdogs.
Square in outline, this little dog, with a nice level top line that we should see kept on the move. Typical Spitz head, wide set between those pricked ears, wedge of a face, and that tail of plume always carried proudly over the back.
They're independent characters with a happy outlook on life, making an ideal pet who is quite capable of living with the old and young alike.
514.
Beautiful outline, intelligent little face watching the handler's every move.
And the next dog for night to judge is the Japanese Akita Inu. These were judged today by Stephen Moran. And there was an entry of 29 Akita Inus, and this number 11590, the dog emerged as successful.
Lighter in frame than the Akita we saw earlier, the Japanese Akita Inu was separated from the Akita in 2006 and is probably closer to the original type. The dog has a much more oriental expression and is more restricted in colour. Markings called Uranjuro, no black mask or white markings.
Akita has a reputation.
Although very loyal and faithful to his family, the Japanese Akita Inu is not really the dog for every home, and perhaps is not the breed for a first-time dog owner. They're very independent in character, sometimes to the point of stubbornness, and they're not particularly social with other dogs, the males tending to be very dominant.
Hugely striking in appearance, and we should see really free-striding action here. That top line, the back line of the dog, nice and level and kept on the move. Wonderful curl of a Spitz tail.
And this was the top puppy dog in 2017 for the breed. It's only 17 months old now, called Uchi.
Mike Gilchrist now turns his attention to the Japanese Shiba Inu. Just today, is a Best in Show judge from last year.
This is the Japanese Shiba Inu, a relatively recent newcomer from Japan. The Shiba Inu is a neat, tidy, Spitz-style dog showing every sign of becoming popular. Shiba Inu literally means small dog, and this breed should look as it does, just like a smaller version of the Akita.
Foxy in every way, the little Japanese Shiba Inu. Short, level-backed, that head a blunt triangle, small triangle ears, always carried, pricked and alert, dark eyes and pigment, and look at that smiling face.
And this dog has come from Moscow to take part again today. A lot in this group come from Russia, and is a big European winner, winning European Championships in 2015, 16, 17.
Light on his feet, energetic movement.
But very popular here too. That's 11651.
Now we turn our attention to another of the Spitz family and another from Japan. This is the Japanese Spitz.
This is the Japanese Spitz, typified by that wonderful profusion of white coat with black pigment, a black nose, black eye rims and lips, so startling to look at. Typical Spitz, in the shape of the head, like a blunt wedge, the ears, that tail, slightly longer than tall.
They were developed in the 1920s and 30s.
These are small, nimble dogs, demanding neither excessive feeding nor much exercise. Very attractive household pet, like many of his type, and the profuse standoff coat and thick underlay need hearty attention on a regular basis, where you can see that that's necessary.
We want a nice brisk action here. Straight legs coming towards you, plenty of drive from those back legs. And so startling in the black pigment on the white, it's what makes these instantly attractive little Spitz. And her owner describes her as like sunshine on a rainy day, which is actually more important than any other feature of any dog.
Oh, that's sweet, that's nice, like it.
88 Keeshond here, selected this male, 11789.
And this is the Keeshond, known as the Dutch barge dog. The Keeshond takes its name from the Dutch patriot Cornelius de Gisselaar, who was nicknamed Kees. And the dog became the symbol of the Dutch Patriot Party.
The following year, the name was changed to Keeshond.
The coat in this breed is really distinctive, that wonderful mix of greys and blacks. Characteristic shoulder markings called harness markings are very important and highly valued by aficionados.
Hardy dogs, easily able to withstand the most Arctic temperatures and take all the exercise you want to give them. They're also not quiet. They do have quite a voice.
Another with a foxy wedge of a head, that lovely dark muzzle and the pointed ears that are described as ivy leaf in shape.
Yes, this 5-year-old dog, Toby, beat 88 to get here today.
And the dog we now see on the table is
The Kooikerhondje hails from the Netherlands, and like the Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever we'll see in the gun dog group on Sunday, it was developed as a duck lure for net traps and used by wildfowlers. A really good-natured, friendly little dog, this.
Victorious was the Spitz, number 11861.
And this orange-red of its party-coloured coat is thought by some to be associated with the royal house of Orange, and Dutch historians tell of the Kooiker which saved Prince William of Orange by barking loudly when intruders entered the royal chambers. There you go.
Could easily catch the fowl.
Deep-chested, that's what we're looking for, with a nice strong level back. After all, this is a hunting dog that was used out on the cold coasts to lure ducks in for shooting or netting. Medium long coat, straight or maybe with a slight wave to it, never curly though, needs to be nice and close fitting and of course weatherproof.
This is only a young bitch, 18 months old, called Tani, and has come here from Germany.
Master paintings by Rembrandt. Cheerful and good-natured. featured. This is the best of breed winning Kooikerhondje, number 11861.
The little Kooikerhondje.
John Scarl was the judge of the Lhasa Apsos.
The Lhasa Apso here comes from Tibet, at least the breed does, where many live at high altitudes and the climate can be very severe. His long, hard coat with its dense undercoat acts as insulation during winter, and that fall of hair over the eyes protects them from the wind, the dust and the glare.
The breed's primary function was that of a household sentinel, guarding the homes of Tibetan.
Might look like glitz and glamour this, but actually it's a really hardy little dog. As Peter says, that jacket designed to protect it from the weather, and here in the show ring turned into something that really is a work of art.
Long, harsh coat.
Longer cast, again a nice level top line, the plume of hair on that tail balancing the head when you look at the dog in profile.
The first of these arrived in the UK in the early 1920s and were being shown in London soon after. When they were first seen here, they were confused with other shaggy oriental dogs and were all labelled Lhasa Terriers. Later a distinction was made, especially between the Apso and the Tibetan Terrier, which is thought to have been behind the early Apsos.
Lovely free jaunty action there, exactly fitting what's required from the standard.
And this one's called Joker, 2-year-old dog.
Club, established 4 years later, 1933. That's 11899.
Lovely companion animal, the Lhasa Apso.
Now we turn our attention to the miniature Schnauzer.
Oh, breed so close to my heart, this. The miniature Schnauzer. This is a black and silver, a German breed, smart, stylish and always alert. They come in 4 colours, black, white, pepper and salt, and as I said, this one's black and silver.
It's from Germany, as the name suggests, developed at the end of the 19th century.
And this one's a Spanish visitor to the show, 34 months old, called Blue. It's a little dog. There are in fact 3 sizes of the Schnauzer. This, as we said, is the miniature. Then there's the standard and the giant.
And that coat should be harsh to the touch, which is what the judge is feeling. It's hand stripped on the body to keep it nice and close, and then trimmed and groomed on the legs. And of course, hugely characteristic of all 3 Schnauzer sizes is that wonderful beard, moustache and those grumpy old person eyebrows.
Yeah, little old man. Yes, the handy size of the miniature Schnauzer make them really a very popular town dog. Growing more popular, I think, at the moment, and he's robust, hardy, agile, very alert, and he'll always warn of the approach of strangers to your property. Good to have.
Oh, they certainly do that. Nice straight front legs that should have good reach, and then all that drive from those low hocks behind.
This dog's won a lot in Europe, in Spain, Russia, Finland, Portugal, Estonia, but Crufts' best of breed today, their best win to date. As we said, there were 3 sizes of poodle. This is the miniature, and this particular one we're looking at was reserved best in show here at Crufts last year. They all come in a wide range of beautiful solid colours, and the poodle's coat doesn't shed, but regular grooming is essential.
Regular grooming is most definitely essential.
Such a proud and elegant set of breeds, the poodles, but full of the most wonderful, joyous temperament which they're always keen to express. That long, fine head, almond eyes, low set ears, which of course they make the most of the coat to shape and frame the head. Deep chested, short backed, powerful in the rear always, and when they go we have this extremely characteristic poodly action. You'll see it beautifully expressed here by Frankie, one of the top winning poodles of recent years.
I think you see it best actually in the miniature, don't you? That little drive at the back, it's almost like they're riding a bicycle. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The standard says the poodle is a clown by nature, but it certainly amuses most people who see that. It's very smart.
And now we see the largest of the 3
A glorious shot at the head of the standard poodle. There you can really see those lovely, the depth of expression in those eyes. The largest of the 3 varieties, this one, and always spectacular in the utility group.
388. The 3 sizes of poodle are all judged against the same.
It's said that the French circus actually utilised the abilities of the poodle and became a very popular entertainer back in the day. And those characteristics, I think, probably stand them in good stead in the show ring. They always show so well, they seem aware of their audience.
And originally this clip actually had purpose. Those pom-poms of hair were to keep the joints warm because, of course, the poodle started out its existence as a water dog. Huge round of applause for the impressive action of this standard poodle, floating round the ring.
And
Hugely impressive.
Often referred to, of course, as the French poodle, but the origins really are Germany. That's actually believed to be their actual home. The breed entering France with German soldiers many years ago.
Another very good entry for this Tom's League in the toy poodles. Up to 20.
Well, the smallest of the 3 now, we have the toy poodle. There were 96 of these being judged here today. These breed, the whole poodle breed, whether it's a miniature, standard or toy, they come from the marshes of Germany, where they were well established, as Jess was saying, as a water retriever.
Just look at the outline of that little toy poodle. Absolute perfection, full of character. Might be a little dog, but as far as it's concerned, it's the biggest thing in this ring. Beautifully handled by Tom Isherwood, getting the absolute best out of him.
Just a little 18-month-old dog, this one, Aloysius, and co-owned by Jason Lynn, who had the best in show here last year.
And I live with a toy poodle, and she's the boss over absolutely everything in our household, even if most of them are a lot bigger than her. Great characters.
Next dog, the white Gophers to judge today is the Schipperke.
Frank Kane judged the Schipperke today, and this is the one he sent through as his best of breed to compete in the group. A small Spitz, originally a barge dog on the canals of Belgium and the Netherlands, with its foxy face, perhaps a little broader and flatter in the skull than some of the Spitz we've seen before.
Schipperke Club being formed in 1890. And the Northern Club followed.
This breed was once very popular with the shoemakers in his native Flanders, and on Sundays the tradesmen would parade them. And it's quite interesting really, the Schipperke can be credited with being the first one-breed dog show which was put on by guild workmen way back in 1690.
Broad and deep in the body, light on his feet, short-backed. You can imagine this little dog hopping from barge to bank, can't you?
You certainly can. 7 years old, this dog called Jojo, or Toto, or maybe I can't read.
Schnauzers today were judged by Glenys Allen, entry 59 for Glenys. She sent us through this pitch, number 12601.
There were 59 Schnauzers here at the show. This is the middle-sized member of the Schnauzer family, suitable for those who want something a little larger than the miniature, but not quite so big as the giant, known in America as the standard Schnauzer.
This dog should give an impression of strength and balance in a medium package. He's come from the Czech Republic to compete, and there's real quality to be seen here. They're capable of great endurance. Originally a drover's dog, a stock tender, a guard and also a good companion.
Also used to pull carts to market, an all-round farm dog.
The Shar Pei entry was 53 and Barry selected this dog number 12685 to represent the breeding group.
This is another one originally used as a hunter, a guard and also as a herding dog, the Shar Pei, characterised by the loose, slight wrinkled skin, frowning expression and the harsh, bristly coat. You don't want exaggeration though, they're looking so much better these days.
Shar Pei, when translated, means sunskin or shot.
One of the Shar Pei's most distinctive features is a truly bristly feel to that coat, and it is pronounced Shar Pei. The H is silent. At least that's what devotees in their native China will tell you.
Square in outline, deep-chested, slightly dipping top line, and a nice, free, vigorous gait is what we're looking for here.
There is a mastiff link behind the Shar Pei, which is one of the world's really ancient breeds.
Selected this male, 12782. Introduced from Tibet to China in the mid-18th century. They lived there in the imperial palaces.
There's a big entry of Shih Tzus here today, 163 of them. The roots of this breed are in Tibet, but it was developed in China, where dogs like these lived in the imperial palaces. The breed found its way to the west after 1912, when China became a republic.
Simply as Apsos. The first European standard for the breed and changing breed.
He's characterised by the hair on that wonderful face growing in a chrysanthemum pattern. Large, dark, round eyes and such a warm expression. Long in the body, but short, powerful legs that should carry him well round this ring.
That's become an important part of many.
Temperamentally, the Shih Tzu is a bit of a bouncy character, very outgoing, complete extrovert, full of infectious enthusiasm, and he really will make a delightful companion who's happy to be part of any family.
The next dog we see on the table is the Tibetan Spaniel. Janice Reynolds judged a good entry of 173 Tibetan Spaniels here at Crufts, and it was this bitch, number 129.
The delightful little Tibetan Spaniel was actually one of the first of the Tibetan breeds to come to the UK, round about the 1900s. A fabulous temperament, small head relatively, with that lovely domed skull, high-set, well-feathered ears, and the sweetest of expressions. His feet are described as being hair-like.
In the early days, they were known as the Clare dog. As many Tibetans kept a small spaniel dog and trained it to turn.
Well, this was a breed favoured by Tibetan monks, and as Jess said, was brought to England by returning medical missionaries. Established a firm hold in the 1920s and came into its own after the end of the Second World War. Comes in a great variety of colours, but his coat never varies in that gleaming, it's a lovely silky texture, which in spite of its length isn't hard to keep in good condition.
And this is perfect quick step movement for the breed, with that high-set plume tail jauntily carried.
Winning Tibetan Spaniel number 12998. The bitch.
Lovely, charming little Tibetan Spaniel.
4-year-old bitch called Lexi.
As last year, the Tibetan Terrier was the third largest. The third entry also.
This is the Tibetan Terrier. In spite of its name, it's not a terrier, it's a herding dog, doubling as a guard for traders as they journeyed to and from China. Succeeded in his job not so much by his size, but through the awe in which he was held.
Terrier in his name is in fact a herding dog. It's their short-footedness.
What we're looking for here is a lovely square outline in the Tibetan Terrier. He should be sturdy, medium size, really lively and good-natured. And under that coat, he has large round eyes, V-shaped ears that are pendant, and nice strong jaws with a good black nose.
This is believed to be the original holy dog of Tibet. The tallest of the Tibetan breeds in the utility group. This chap is even more lively than the others.
Good profuse coat, straight or maybe with a slight wave, and then underneath a fine woolly undercoat to keep him warm in the mountains of Tibet.
Yes, his energy and enthusiasm balance his ability as a guard dog along the lines of a miniature Old English sheepdog, really.
So, the import register today was judged by Dr. Tamasio.
On the table is a dog I'm seeing, well, for the first time today. It is a Xoloitzcuintle. Don't ask me to spell it. It's a Mexican hairless dog. They come actually in 3 sizes. They all originated from the Colima dog of western Mexico. And the name means dog of the god Xolotl, the Aztec god of deformed things, the hairless body giving him the right to have that name.
The Aztecs and Mayans, as far back as 3,500 years ago, used as a...
He was originally used as a family protector, and of course, with that lack of hair, he's hot as a poker. He was a very good bed warmer, but unfortunately was also eaten and sacrificed at the time. He came close to extinction, but was revived in 1954 when enthusiasts collected a lot of unrelated dogs and began a proper breeding program.
It's a breed rarely seen until the 1980s in Europe. This century, though, it's gained in popularity as a show dog in most European countries, as well as in the USA. First time showing at Crufts. The Scholoitzcuintle. The judge has now seen all of the dogs, the entire collection of utility dogs. Who's he going to pick for his shortlist?
I'm going to ask you to put your hands together. They've done a great job making it through.
Such a hard group to call this because, as Peter said at the beginning, so many different utility breeds.
3,000 dogs here today.
With most of our groups you see a real theme running through them, whereas with these we have breeds that were fitted to all sorts of different ways of life.
Well, we often used to describe the utility group as being the group which didn't really fit into any of the others, which I don't think is quite fair, but you're quite right. There is no distinct pattern to this, and it'll be very interesting to see who Mike Gilchrist selects from the collection that we've got.
Well,
here.
of course, the Akita Chanel has to come out, having won the Champion Stakes.
And
She's
the Bulldog.
on form. That lovely Bulldog and the Chow Chow.
And the German Spitz, Klein.
And the German Spitz, Klein.
The Lhasa Apso.
The Lhasa Apso. All three
All
poodles.
three poodles. Wow.
And the Tibetan Terrier bringing up the rear.
Obviously likes his poodles more than his Japanese dogs.
So now giving them a bit of room to move and get themselves set up. All the other best of breed winners leaving the ring, so our shortlist can be moved again.
Congratulations, of course, to all of them who've been seen there. And
so here the
enjoyed their
Akita
moment
goes
of
again.
glory.
Champion Steakhouse, Love at First Sight. Chanel, handled by Faye Bevis, bred by Faye and Carol and Rachel Kaur. She's really on form at the moment. Won the Champion Stakes in wonderful competition. She must be a hot tip for the group tonight.
So here we come with the Bulldog. This is Tyler. Tyler won this group last year, or it certainly won the contest at Champions there last year here at Crufts. He's had 4 best in shows and 4 reserve best in shows. Terrific dog, this one.
Really sound on the move. Lovely, unexaggerated Bulldog. The Chow Chow from Italy, Mirtillo, Heart, Mind, Fire de Leon Imperial, 6 years old. That wonderful, laconic, rolling gait.
And this, the German Spitz Klein, a little 8-year-old bitch called Jen. Champion Lonsdale's Jen, you win. Junior warrant and a show champion. Such a little thing for all those titles.
Won the group in 2016. Can she do it again? Joker, the Lhasa Apso. Champion Sanjurai, showstopper for Kutani. Just 2 years old, so still a youngster. Putting in a lovely performance this evening. Another hot tip for the group, the miniature Schnauzer champion Minaret's best kept secret, Frankie.
With Melanie Harwood, she's been here many times. She took this group last year. The judge today for her was Marita Rogers, who herself had had a best in show with the standard poodle here at Crufts back in the 80s.
From Sweden, the standard poodle, Darwin, Steal My Heart. But can he steal the judge's heart tonight? Fantastic movement.
And the smallest of the poodles, the toy poodle.
The little toy poodle, an absolute joy. Champion Afterglow Aloysius, just 18 months old, but on cracking form.
And a very popular selection for last of this little shortlist, the Tibetan Terrier. The crowd love this. This is Jagger, a 5-year-old dog, owned by Neil Smith and Judy Hadlington. This was their biggest win that they've ever had. The boards are coming out, so the Mike is not wasting any time on his selection. Mike Gilchrist, the judge. I'm sure he's had a wonderful time here. Interestingly, we talked about types. He picked quite a few types in there, and apart from the Akita, the others fitted.
Oh, bred in the Royal, and he's got some wonderful dogs to choose from. It's gone to the Akita.
Wow, 4-year-old bitch called Chanel, owned by Carol and Faye Bevis and Rachel Kaur.
What a Crufts they're having.
Are they ever? And the standard poodle.
From Sweden, the standard poodle takes the second spot. Who's going into third? It's going to be
Melanie,
Frankie, the miniature poodle. Has to be content with Group 3. I'm sure she'll be chuffed to bits. Top dog all breeds last year. And still enjoying himself. Just look at that.
And the toy poodle. What a day for the poodles, my word.
Well, I'm not sure I ever remember all 3 sizes of poodle taking 3 places in the group. Tremendous for the breed. Absolutely fantastic.
Wonderful group.
Very sporting. Congratulating the winner, champion Steakal's Love at First Sight.
The award to the winner of the utility group, Crufts 2018, the Akita.
So here we go, presentation of the Crufts Trophy. Really, for those who compete in the dog show world, that trophy means the world. This is absolutely the top of the pops. To win a group at Crufts, a tremendous achievement. On down the line to Group 2, 3 and 4, all going to the 3 sizes of poodles. Such quality tonight.
So, Faye and Chanel, what a week it's been so far. Can you just tell us a little bit what happened a couple of days ago?
She won the Champion Stakes final overall.
The Champion Stakes final overall on Thursday, and now the group win here at Crufts. Now, Chanel's a pretty special dog. She's had an amazing career so far. Can you just tell us a little bit about her?
She was top puppy. She had the best puppy in show championship shows. She went on to 2 top Akitas. She's had Crufts best of breed, all breeds best in shows, reserve best in shows. I think that's about it.
She's had a stunning career, and is this the first time you've won a group at Crufts?
Yeah.
Well, that makes it extra special, and with one of your favourite dogs that you think you've bred?
All time, yeah.
All time. Okay, that's absolutely fantastic. Well, put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the winner of the utility group at Crufts, Faye and Chanel.
So there we have it, another of our group finalists who will appear in the Best in Show competition on Sunday. The utility group winner, the Akita.